Once upon a time, in a lush African savanna, the animals lived in harmony and held grand feasts every year. These feasts were celebrated under the great baobab tree, a magnificent tree that stood tall and proud, offering shade and shelter to all who came. In those days, Tortoise had a smooth, shiny shell and was known for his cleverness and wisdom. He often used his intelligence to solve disputes among the animals. One year, news spread that the great feast would be more extravagant than ever, with delicious fruits, grains, and meats from every corner of the savannah. Every animal was excited, but there was one problem: the feast was to be held in the sky, where only the birds could fly. The birds, who respected Tortoise for his wisdom, invited him to the feast. However, Tortoise had no wings and could not fly. Undeterred, he hatched a clever plan. He approached the birds and said, "Dear friends, I am honored by your invitation. I have a suggestion. Let each bird bring a feather, and I will craft wings to join you in the sky." The birds, charmed by Tortoise's ingenuity, agreed. Each bird contributed a feather, and Tortoise skillfully crafted a pair of beautiful, multicolored wings. When the day of the feast arrived, Tortoise fastened the wings to his back, and with a few awkward flaps, took to the sky with the birds. Upon reaching the sky, the feast was as grand as promised. Tables were laden with the most delectable foods Tortoise had ever seen. But Tortoise, ever the schemer, decided he wanted more than just a share. He addressed the birds, "Friends, since I have the wisdom to lead us, let us adopt new names for the day of the feast. I shall be called all of you." The birds, thinking it was a fun idea, agreed and chose new names for themselves. Throughout the feast, the servers brought out platters of food, calling out, "This is for all of you naturally." Tortoise claimed all the food, since all of you was his name. The birds watched in amazement as Tortoise devoured the feast, leaving nothing for them. Realizing they had been tricked, the birds were furious. They decided to teach Tortoise a lesson. As the feast came to an end, the birds took back their feathers, leaving Tortoise stranded in the sky without wings. Panicked, Tortoise begged for mercy, but the birds were resolute. They told him, "You have used your cunning for selfish gain, and now you must find your own way down." Tortoise looked down at the earth, far below. He knew he had to get down somehow. He called out to the animals on the ground, but they were too far to hear him clearly. He then had an idea. He shouted, "Please gather all the soft things you can find and place them in a pile. I will jump down." The animals below, sympathetic and concerned, gathered leaves, grass, and other soft materials, creating a large pile. Tortoise took a deep breath and leapt from the sky. As he fell, he realized with horror that the pile wasn't nearly enough to cushion his fall. He landed with a tremendous crash, his smooth shell shattering into pieces. The animals rushed to his aid, but it was too late to mend his broken shell. With great care, they patched Tortoise's shell back together, but the damage was done. His once smooth shell was now divided into many sections. From that day on, Tortoise carried the marks of his cunning and his fall. His divided shell served as a reminder to all the animals that while wisdom and cleverness are valuable, they must be tempered with kindness and honesty. And so, to this day, the tortoise's shell is divided into sections, a testament to the consequences of selfishness and the enduring power of community and compassion.